This conference will now be recorded.
Again, even though it's a dry subject, I'm spending so much time on the test plan because, again, I'm telling you guys, did you prepare a test plan? This is 100% interview question. That is the reason why, even though it is a dry subject, I'm spending 3 to 4 hours only on the test plan. So imagine how important it is. And once you start speaking about all the things that I've spoke about and look at the sample test plan that I have send it across to you, you should be able to confidently talk about it for at least 5 to 10 minutes in the interview. And always remember the interview. Okay, so when a question is asked, like for example, did you prepare a test plan, can you explain more about it, this is a question that you know, and you know it will consume 5 minutes of the time, 5 to 10 minutes. So the interviewer could spend only 30 minutes. Out of the 30 minutes, you have already cutting short the interview by 25 to 20 minutes. So these kind of questions you have to prepare well, because these are kind of mandatory questions. It will consume 5 to 10 minutes, and which means that the time which is there for other questions will be decreased, which means that you have a very good chance of cracking the interview. Cracking the interview is all about common sense like this. Okay, so try to plan. Okay, so what all the things that we have discussed in the test plan, guys, please tell me. Okay, you can unmute yourself or put it down in the chat window. We have Pujala Venkata Krishnaya, he's talking about. Okay, wonderful. Okay, we have spoken about the test environment. Okay, we know there are different kinds of environment. So testing is done in the testing environment. So we test environment, so specifically what kind of hardware it is, what kind of software it is, what kind of servers we will be using, we put everything in the test plan, test environment. And Venkata Krishna is talking about resource planning as well. Okay, so resource planning is, okay, how many QAs we have, how many QA leads we have, how many test managers we have. So what is the role of a test manager, what is the role of QA leads? If there are 2 QA leads, we have to give the roles of 2 QA leads very, very clearly. And then if there are 4 testers, we have to give the roles and responsibilities of that. So that's what it is. Wonderful. Then we have Sureka Reddy, who no, Vinupriya is talking about scope and test strategy. Wonderful, Vinupriya. So scope. Okay, by the way, are you able to see the screen, guys? Are you able to see the screen? One is yes, two is no. Yes, thank you. So we have Vinupriya talking about scope. Yes, definitely. Scope is very, very important aspect of test plan. Okay, here we talk about what is that which is in scope for this release and what is out of scope. Okay, so scope, again, generally, as I've told you, the projects is done in the release, in the form of releases. So for each release we have a test plan. So for release 1, let's say for quarter 1, the release 1, what is in scope, what is out of scope, we clearly mention here in this particular point called scope. Vinupriya also talks about test strategy. Yes, there is something called a test strategy and test plan. Test strategy is an organization level document. Test plan is the project level document. So test strategy we haven't discussed much, but once we complete all the things today, we will complete the test strategy and close the session today. Then Sureka Reddy, wonderful Sureka, she is talking about milestone dates. Okay, so milestone dates are, okay, so milestone dates, or we can call it as what, or we can call it as, Swati Achenta is also talking about milestone dates, scheduling. Wonderful, Swati, scheduling. Okay, so scheduling. Okay, schedule or scheduling or whatever you call it. Okay, by the way, if you see any mistakes, spelling mistakes, scheduling, I think that's correct. Okay, so if you see any blatant spelling mistakes, please ignore it, guys. I'm concentrating on making sure that you understand the subject more than the spelling mistakes. So please keep that aside. Okay, I know it is very silly to have to have a spelling mistakes, that too when the class is so big, but that is my weakness. Anyways, so scheduling. Okay, at what time we will do what, when we will complete the test plan, when we will complete the writing the test cases, what time, by what to what time the test environment should be ready, and who is the owner for that. Okay, so by what to what time the test cases needs to be written, and who is the owner for that. Owner as in the QA people will be doing it. Okay, and then when we will execute the test cases, when you will submit the test report, everything we will put it in the scheduling or milestone dates. Wonderful. Okay, then Vinupriya is talking about staffing and training. Wonderful. So Kumar sir, staffing, I understand people are, some of them are in bench, you pull them into the project. Yesterday we have discussed what is that being on the bench means. Okay, any good CMMI level 3 or above company, okay, CMMI level 3 or above company, okay. So any company keeps at least 30% of their employees on bench. Bench means what? They are not doing anything. They are still working for Infosys, but they are not assigned to a project. They just come every day, come and go, but not doing any work. This is what we call it as bench. Why people put, why companies maintain bench? Because if suddenly there is a project comes, they cannot start hiring everybody from outside. So if there are somebody on bench, they can directly pull from the bench into the project. Okay, are you okay understanding this bench, guys? Everybody understands this bench concept? One is yes, two is no. Okay, any questions here? Again, otherwise I will ask you a question now. Any questions here? Otherwise I will ask you a question. Any questions? Okay, what is this CMMI level, sir? What is this CMMI? Okay, Jagdish says no question. Jagdish, Sayed. Okay, now you guys have to tell me what is CMMI level. Sir, why you have to answer now and get into this trouble? That's what Jagdish might be thinking, right, Jagdish? Unnecessarily, I have said no questions.
Not like that,
What
sir.
is now? Tell me what is CMMI level? Anybody in the class?
Up to bench, I understand, but CMI level, not aware.
CMMI level. Okay, okay. I understand it. That's why I'm asking. People don't understand certain things. I understand because even after working for 5 years in IT industry, I understood what is CMMI level. Okay, even now I don't have a full form because people usually call it as CMMI level. Okay, so this class is not CMMI level, but at least I will tell something. Okay. um, let's say you're buying a pressure cooker. Okay, if you're in India, if you're outside India, I don't know, but you're buying a pressure cooker. There is something called ISO. It says ISO certified pressure cooker. Did you see that? ISO certified? Did you see that? Anybody heard about this ISO certified or ISO certification or something like that? I'm just asking. Okay, yes, right. So why, if some product is ISO certified, we will have more confidence in buying that particular product. Why? Because ISO will define some standards, and if that company, let's say Preeti pressure cooker is there, Preeti, or I don't know what is popular. Okay, Preeti pressure cooker is there. Let's say this company is ISO standard. Okay, is ISO certified, which means that whatever the pressure cookers Preeti is manufacturing, it is ISO certified. Why? What is? Why then people? Oh, capability, maturity, model, integration. Okay, Chandana, wonderful. Yeah, I know you would have Googled it, Chandana. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so why people look for this ISO certified? Okay, there is one cooker which is not ISO certified. Okay, let's say there is Kumar cooker. Okay, Kumar company manufactures pressure cooker. Okay, which is not ISO certified, no certification, nothing. Okay, nothing is there, no certification. And then there is Preeti pressure cooker. It is ISO certified. Which one do you buy? One or two? Which one do you buy? One or two? I want to hear from all of you.
One.
Yeah, one. Wonderful. Why? Because it has some certifications. They follow some standards while manufacturing this pressure cooker. Whatever the ISO people have put the standards, those standards have been followed by Preeti, and while manufacturing these pressure cookers, and since they are following these standards, the outcome product will be out prestige. Okay, wonderful, Krishnaya. Prestige. Okay, so the outcome will be a better product, and every single pressure cooker which comes out, it will have the same quality. It's not like 100 pressure cookers have manufactured, 95 of them are good, 5 are bad. That doesn't usually happens if it is ISO, if it is following ISO standards. Okay, if you are not following any standards, we don't know how the company is, what kind of pressure cooker it is, it will blast or it will, what happens, we don't know. Similarly, every company, they can be ISO standard. My Isha Training Solutions is ISO certified, guys. Okay, I know more about it. Okay, why? Because I went through such a pain to get this ISO certification. Okay, if you look at my Isha Training Solutions, okay, if you see, this is ISO certified. Okay, so some companies could be ISO certified, but IT companies having ISO certified, it is good. But if they have this CMMI level, okay, certification level 1, 2, 3, okay, then it is really good. Okay, really good. Like Infosys, maybe CMMI level 4, 5, whatever the company. Wipro could be level 5, level 6, level 3, or level 4, or level 5. Okay, so if Bank of America wants to, Bank of America, okay, wants to outsource the project to, let's say, any company, first thing they look for is this company certified? Are they following any standards? What standards they are following? CMMI level standards or ISO standards? What standards they are following? Then they will outsource the project to that particular company. So the CMMI level comes with some standards. One of the standard is they should maintain a 30% bench, or whatever the bench. Okay, I don't know the exact numbers, but I'm just giving you some ballpark idea, which I haven't read it. Why my manager was told me like 10 years back. I'm just sharing that knowledge to you. Some of the information that I have shared here about CMMI level could be could be questionable. Go back and check the authenticity of that information. But overall, I want you to give an idea that yes, CMMI level means it has some standards. Okay, the outside company wants to give some project to this. The first they will check is does it follow ISO standards, or what kind of standards they will follow, and what level it is. Based on that, they will get some sort of idea how this company, like how this Wipro or Infosys is running their project, and based on that they will give the project to it. So if it's from what I know from hearing from my manager is, if a company is CMMA level 3 or more, at least they should maintain a 30% of bench. Okay, which means that and then there are so many other standards which CMMI level enforces, but one of the standard is this thing. Okay, one of the standard is this thing. So yes, so I was going through the recap. So in the recap, yeah, staffing and training. So staffing, you can staff it from outside, and then you can take it from the bench, or the training needs to be done. Wonderful, Vinupriya, that's what you told. Okay, Jaydeep says application flow. Yes, that could be included in your test environment, and also okay, in the scope document, and also in the introduction and in the scope. Okay, and anything else that we have discussed, guys? Okay, wonderful. Vinupriya saying that we have discussed about suspension and resumption criteria. Wonderful. When do you suspend the testing? Can you give me one suspension criteria, guys? So Vinupriya said that we have discussed about suspension and resumption criteria. Anything, any? Sayed, I'll take that question later. That is because that is deviation. No interviewer will ask that, but we'll discuss that later, Sayed. But Vinupriya said, suspension and resumption criteria. Okay, so can you give me one suspension and one resumption criteria?
One suspension, one resumption.
Somebody is speaking, but I'm not able to hear. Sorry, somebody was speaking, but I was not able to hear. Okay, one suspension criteria is if there are any showstopper defects. Yesterday we have discussed about showstopper defects, right? Any showstopper defects are there and you are not able to proceed further, yes, you will suspend. If the test environment is not stable, which means that this hour it is working fine and the next hour it is not working fine, you will suspend it. Like this, there are multiple suspension criteria. Resumption criteria is all the suspension criteria items are resolved, then you can resume the testing. Okay. Yes, Krishna, wonderful. The build have a serious defects. That's what wonderful, Krishna. I'm glad you're taking the classes very seriously, and you're answering me wonderfully well. Thank you so much, Krishna. Okay, and we have discussed one. I told you there's one very important interview question. What was that? When it comes to test cases, test plan, immediately that question is asked. What is that? I'm shocked nobody has answered that. Okay, anything?
Entry and exit.
Wonderful. Who was that?
Pathasar.
Pathasarathi. Wonderful. Entry and exit criteria. Okay, when do you stop the testing and when do you start the testing? We have discussed about multiple entry criteria. We discussed about multiple exit criteria. Definitely it's an interview question, guys. On that note, we will go to the next point. Yesterday we have discussed about staffing and training, which was the 10th point. Okay, Okay, here is what is the recap. Today is what day guys? Which day is it? Day 21. Is it true?
21, sir.
21. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, I'm putting everything in one. So this is the recap, guys. Okay, so in case anybody wants these notes. Okay, so now 11th point is risks and contingencies. Contingencies. Okay, I hope the spelling is correct. Okay, risks and contingencies. Okay, so okay, you let's say you went to let's say you went to hunting. Okay, you went to hunting. What is the risk? Some wild animal might come and hurt you. What is the contingency plan that you have done for that? You have carried a gun, or some arrow, or some something which will protect you. Okay, and that's a contingency plan. That's what is your contingency. You will carry a gun, so something attacks you, you will shoot it. That's a contingency. You know the risks, you know and you know the contingency plan for the risk. Now you understand what is the risk and contingency clearly, guys. Okay, I've gave you an example. Now clearly everybody understood what do you mean by risk and what do you mean by contingency? All of you? Yeah. Contingency is how do you tackle that risk? Okay, how do you handle that risk? That's what is a contingency. Okay, are we clear, guys? So can we proceed further, look at some risks and contingencies? All of you, at least first you understood the meaning of risks and contingencies? All of you guys, one is yes, two is no. If not, I'll explain, try to explain with different examples. Contingency plan is how do you handle that risk? How do you mitigate that risk? Okay, how do you take care of that risk? Okay, that's what is a contingency plan. Risks is what are the risks that you have. For example, you are going for hunting. The risk is the wild animals might be attacking you. For that, you are carrying a gun. The risk is you might not have enough food to eat. The contingency plan is you pack the proper food with you in a backup. The risk is you might not get pure water, drinking water. Okay, the contingency is you carry the water with you. Okay, the risk is you might get lost in the forest because it's very big. The contingency plan is you carry your Google, whatever, I mean your phone, which gives you the directions, Google directions. Okay, or which gives you directions. Okay, something like that. Or you will carry the compass and a map with you so that it will show you the path. Okay, where you are going, how you are going. So those are risks and contingencies. Okay, let me show you some risks and contingencies, guys. Okay, I'm not going to go through every risks and contingencies, but I'll show you some risks and contingencies. Again, this is the test plan I have created, okay, for performance testing, but most of the risks will be still kind of same. So that is the reason why I'm going through these risks and contingencies. Okay, so risks and mitigation plan or contingencies we can tell. Okay, so let me see, contingency is the mitigation plan or not. Okay, dependencies, constraints, and contingencies. Yeah, contingencies, but contingencies is the mitigation plan itself. But let me double check that. Okay, a future event or which is possible but cannot be predicted with certainty, a provision or a possible event of circumstances, an incidental expense. Sorry guys, whatever the example that I've given is totally wrong. Contingency is not a plan. Mitigation is what I've told you. That's what it is. Contingency is the risks only, basically. Okay, so a provision for a possible event or circumstance. Okay, so my bad, guys. So I've been thinking wrong. Okay, what I was explaining you is a mitigation. Okay, my mistake. Okay, so what I was talking about is mitigation. That's not a contingency. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, now you got it clear. Whatever I've explained, it is a mitigation plan. Okay, not a contingency. But risks and contingencies more or less is same. Okay, more or less is same. Are we clear, guys? Are we clear? Whatever I've told you in the last 5 minutes, please ignore that. Okay, mitigation means how to handle the risks. Contingency means the risk itself. Okay, so risks and contingencies seems like they're more or less same. Mitigation means Yeah, how to handle that particular risk. Are we okay with this, guys? Okay, are we okay with this, all of you? Yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you, thank you. Okay, so let's look at some sample risks and what is the mitigation plan for that. What is the mitigation plan for that? Okay, so some risks that I've written, which is not so appropriate, but I'll tell you. Okay, so the testing environment that is given to us, okay, the testing environment that is given to us, it is unstable. Let's assume it is unstable. Okay, the testing environment that is given to us is an unstable. Is that a risk? Yes. Okay, is there a possibility of happening? Okay, yes, the probability is very, very low. If that happens, how much is the impact? The impact is very, very high, because the environment itself is not available. Okay, the environment itself is I'm converting this performance testing risks into manual testing risks, guys. Okay, testing environment, okay, is unstable. Okay, what is the risks? Okay, the probability of having that risk is low. Okay, but if this happens, the impact is very, very high. Okay, what is the mitigation plan for that? Yeah, whoever is the program manager or whoever is responsible for the environment, they needs to make sure that the test environment is up and running. Okay, up and running, and they will check it, test it, and make sure it is stable before it is being given to us. Okay, before it is handed over to the testing team. Okay, are you okay, guys? All of you, everybody is clear? Did you understood at least one risk? Risk is the testing environment is unstable. What is the probability of happening? Very low. If this happens, the impact is very high, because the testing cannot happen, because it's a showstopper. Okay, what you need to do to take care of that risk? Yes, whoever is responsible for that, they will ensure that the test environment is stable. Okay, and test environment, okay, test environment, okay, is the test environment. Okay, infra team usually looks into the test environment. Test environment, no, okay, fine, one mitigation plan is fine, I don't want to confuse you. This is the mitigation plan. Okay, everybody understood one risk? If you understand FM, okay, but okay, Kumar sir, give me one more risk. Okay, usually for manual testing we use a tool called Jira. Okay, at later point of time I'll tell you why Jira is used. Okay, Jira tool. Okay, 1 second. Okay, not procured means purchased. Okay, so the probability of that happening is low. If that happens, yes, high, because you will store all your things into this. Okay, so what is the mitigation plan? Okay, the team management needs to procure the license, okay, way before the execution, and make make it available to the testing team. Okay, and make it available to the testing team. Team management, what they need to do? What is the mitigation plan? They need to buy it upfront, okay, and install it, make sure it is working fine, and then make it available to the testing team. That is the mitigation plan. Are we okay, guys? Are we okay so far? Okay, understood couple of risks and then their mitigation plan. Okay, everybody, I'm asking, guys. Okay, so Kumar sir, give me one more risks. Okay, I'll give you one more risks. Okay, employees, okay, or QA engineers or whoever it is, QA folks or QA guys, okay, QA team member, okay, member may leave the organization. Orga, organization. Okay, so that is the risks. Okay, so probability of that happening is actually low, because people don't usually leave. Okay, if that happens, the impact is very, very high. Okay, maintain a bench. Okay, so that if somebody leaves, immediately you can pull somebody from the bench. Okay, so you haven't understood these 2 points, but at least this much you understood now, all of you. You understood these risks, all of you? Okay, So can I go to the next point, guys? Because I'm not getting the energy. Have you understood the risks and the mitigation plan? All of you? One is yes, two is no. Okay. So I'm taking forward, guys. I'm taking forward now. So risks has been covered. Okay. So the risks have been covered and their mitigation plan is also covered. Mitigation is how you will handle the risks. How you will handle the risks. Okay. Now, yeah. Somebody was asking a question. Please tell me. Yeah.
ওনার প্রীতমের মা ছিল ইয়ে দিয়ে গেছে তুমি দরজা খুলতে দিবে সে
Sorry, was that question for me or you're speaking within yourself? Hello? Okay, fine. So now we'll discuss about the dependencies, or we will go from the first. Okay, we'll discuss about the assumptions as well. Okay, what are the assumptions? Okay, look at, I'll cover a couple of them, guys. Okay, so remaining, you can assume those. If you want, I can send this document across as well. Okay, stable and usable test environment is available for manual testing. Okay. Okay, manual testing team. Okay, assumption is yes, one stable environment. Stable means always it is up. Okay, you see those old bulbs, right? It will come and go, come and go, come and go. Okay, not that kind of environment where for 1 hour it is up and for 1 hour it is down. Not that kind of environment. Once the URL is given to us, it is up all the time and we can use that environment. That kind of environment is given to us, the assumption. Okay, likelihood of that happening is very, very, very high. Okay, stable and usable environment, likelihood of holding true. Okay, impact if not true is also high. Okay. One more thing. Okay, one more thing. Environment team will provide the testing environment. Okay, environment. Okay, again, this is a very, very, again, I'm telling you guys, this is a very, very dry subject. Okay, I'm giving you something. Okay. Infra team is what we call it. Actually, it's not the environment team. Infra team is what we call it, who creates this kind of environments. Okay, so the infra team will provide the testing environment to us. Nobody has asked this question, Kumar sir, who will build the test environment? Actually, infra team will build the test environment. So you're assuming that you are not the one who will be building the environment. Some other team, which is called the infrastructure team or infra team, or you can call it as infrastructure team, will provide the testing environment for the testing team. So that's what your assumption is. Okay, so likelihood of that happening is very, very high. Impact will be high, if this is not done. Okay, so like this, you can put all your assumptions, whatever you think about your project, you can put all your assumptions in the assumption section. Okay, I've given you a couple of assumptions, guys. Are you okay with this, guys? All of you, are you okay with this one? All of you? Okay, so I cannot go through all the assumptions, guys. I'll give you the document, you can go through the assumptions. Okay, I'll give you a couple of dependencies, because constraints, not many people ask. Usually in a manual testing test plan, you don't put the constraints. Okay, so dependencies I'll put it. Okay, so I'll give you one dependency, okay, which is very, very important dependency. Okay, walkthrough of the application, okay, under test. Okay, under test, walkthrough of the application under test. So whatever the application that you are testing, somebody will be giving the walkthrough to it. There is a dependency and somebody has to give you the walkthrough, and the dependency will be on whatever the team it is. It could be the business analyst, business system analyst, or whoever it is. Okay, there is a dependency on them, so they are supposed to walk us through the application. Okay, walk us through the application is they have to show the application, they have to showcase how this application works and all that. Okay, so they have to walk us through. Okay, if this dependency is not fulfilled, which means that the business system analyst or business analyst are not helping us with helping us giving the KT on the application, then there is a delay in the project. Yeah, please tell me. Somebody is asking a question. Savita is asking a question. Savita, please tell me. Hello, Savita.
Yes, sir.
Okay. When you're asking a question, looks like you're unmuted yourself.
Oh, sorry, sir. By mistake, it
Okay,
is.
okay, no issues, no issues, no issues. Okay, somebody said Kumar, I thought somebody was asking a question. You see, so this is the dependency on whom the business analyst team or the business team or whoever it is, they have to give us a walkthrough. In case they are not giving us a walkthrough, there will be a delay in the project. Like this, you will put all the dependencies. I'll give this document, but this is more into the performance testing. But at least you will get a ballpark idea of to what is dependencies, what is assumptions. Okay, but I have covered the risks very, very clearly, guys, because risks is what in the interview they will ask. Okay, can you give me a couple of risks that you have identified while creating the test plan, and what is the mitigation plan for that? Okay, they will definitely ask you. You should be able to answer that. Okay, so when can we go to the next section, guys, all of you? Okay, and the final section is risks and contingencies covered. The final section is, okay, approval list. Okay, approval list. Who are supposed to approve this test plan? Okay, who all are supposed to approve this test plan? Okay, who are all supposed to approve this test plan? Okay, who are all supposed to approve this test plan? Okay, who do you think is supposed to approve this test plan, guys? You know that you have put all these 12 points into the test plan. You have given the walkthrough. You have explained, whoever is attending in the meeting, you have explained what is there in the test plan. Now who are supposed to approve? What do you think, with your limited knowledge, are the people who are entitled, or who can approve this test plan? Anybody, guys, please be active. Only then I'll get the interest. Okay, the team lead. Okay, product owner. Wonderful. Product owner. Okay, sorry, somebody said project manager. Okay, wonderful. Okay, test lead. Somebody is saying test lead. Okay, any other people who are supposed to approve? Stakeholders. Wonderful. Swati said stakeholders. That is a wonderful answer. Okay, okay, so I'll stick to the stakeholders word. Okay, who are the stakeholders? Yes, the project manager is a stakeholder. Okay, the project manager could be the project manager from Infosys, or generally the project manager from the client. Okay, let's say we are doing the testing for ICICI online banking system. Somebody from ICICI has to approve this test plan, because they are giving the money to us. So they are supposed to tell us if this planning is good enough. They are okay with the plan, and once they say they are okay with the plan, then you will blindly follow what is there in the test plan, including the scheduling and milestone dates. Okay, generally somebody from the client, usually somebody from, in our case, ICICI, somebody from ICICI will be approving. It could be the project manager, it could be the QA manager. Okay, it could be the QA manager, it could be the program manager. I clearly told you what is the difference between a program manager and a project manager. It could be all of them. It could be all of them as well. There could be one approver, or there could be multiple approvers. Okay, there could be one approver, or there could be multiple approvers. Okay, are we clear, guys? All of you, are we clear? All of you? Okay, so that list, let's say, okay, Jagdish is somebody from, okay, from the company. Jagdish is somebody, okay, from ICICI. So let's say he's a QA manager in ICICI, not in Infosys. The project is happening where? In Infosys, but Jagdish is working as a QA manager for ICICI. He could be the approver. Okay, so somebody will tell you these are the main people. If they approve it, then you can confidently consider it. Okay, so Jagdish is the QA manager who can approve it. Okay, and let's say Swati is a program manager. Swati is the program manager. Program manager means not only for testing. Okay, there is testing team, there is dev team, there is infrastructure team. There's so many teams. There is a manager for all of them. So he is the program manager. Okay, so so Swati is the program manager. So in my project, these two people are key people. So I'll put these two people into the approver list, which means that once these two people have looked at the whole test plan and they are happy with that, they will send out an email saying that we are happy with the test plan. What is it? We are happy with the test plan, which means that that's the sign off. Then your test plan is done, you will go to the next stage, which is writing the test cases. Are we clear with this, guys? All of you, are we clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Okay, superb. Now now we will look at the test strategy, guys. I know we have skipped the test strategy. Test strategy is the third point. If you remember, introduction, scope, then we have the test strategy. All of you wanted to go ahead with the test plan and postpone the test strategy for the later point of time, so we have skipped it. Now we will try to cover what all generally goes into the test strategy. I will go on the high level. Generally people might not ask you what all there as a part of the test strategy, but I'll still give you a ballpark idea as to what will be there on the test strategy. But definitely people will ask you what all there in the test plan, so that's why I took so much time explaining. Now in the test strategy, okay, first is, again, it's an organization level document. Let's say this test strategy is for Infosys, so Infosys will tell you what all the levels of testing they will do. Okay, we have discussed na unit testing, unit integration testing, system testing, system integration testing, UIT test, user acceptance testing. We have discussed all these levels of testing, right? You remember? Can somebody tell me what all the levels of testing that we have discussed? What is the first one? What all the levels of testing that we have discussed? I want somebody to tell me. Levels of testing, guys. I think I remember we have clearly covered all of them. Levels of testing. We have spent so much time understanding the levels of testing. Okay, wonderful, Sureka Reddy. Unit testing, that is the first level. Okay.
System testing.
Okay, system testing comes little later. Okay, then integration
And
testing, right?
integration
Yeah,
test plan.
integration testing. Okay, in integration testing also there is anything, guys? Top down approach, bottom down approach, and all that, hybrid
Yeah.
approach, big bang approach. Okay, all that also we will put in the strategy, saying that we are capable of doing all those approaches in terms of integration testing. Then we have discussed about the system level testing, then system integration testing, and user acceptance testing. Yeah, these are all the levels of testing. So what all the levels of testing Infosys is capable of, we will put over here. Not that what is there in the internet. What Infosys is capable of, they will put as a part of the strategy. Are you clear, guys? Okay, let's say Infosys cannot do integration testing, it will not put that integration testing. Let's say Infosys can only do bottom up or top down, then they will say that, okay, this is what we can do. Okay, are we clear, guys, all of you? Okay, then we have types of testing. Okay, now some people have, instead, some people, when I asked about levels of testing, they have given types of testing as well. Now you tell me what all the different types of testing the company, the Infosys, can do. Okay, for example, Infosys can do sanity testing or smoke testing. Okay, they will put, okay, we can do sanity testing. Okay, if we, sanity testing is a type of test, right? It can do that. Okay, for example, Infosys can do regression testing. Okay, then they will include that in that list and say that this is how we do the regression testing and this is why we do the regression testing. Okay, let's say Infosys can do retesting. Okay, then we will put that as a part of it. Let's say Infosys can do installation testing. Wonderful, installation testing. Okay, so that will be put over here. So what all the different types of Infosys can do, let's say security testing. Okay, then it will put that as a part of types of testing. If it can do performance testing, yes, we will put that over here as well. Okay, so it can do compatibility testing, it can do monkey testing, it can do usability testing, it can do all these different kinds of testing. What Infosys is capable of, it will put everything in this section called types of testing. Okay, now third point. Okay, again, I'm going through fast because we have discussed these levels of testing and types of testing in detail. Okay, so I'm not want to spend again time. Okay, then there is something called tested design techniques. Okay, so for doing the testing effectively, we have some techniques that are there. Okay, what all the techniques that Infosys can handle, they will put over here. Again, Kumar sir, what are these techniques? Okay, again, can you tell me a layman's meaning of a technique? Layman's meaning of a technique? 1 minute, guys. హలో చెప్పరా, నేను క్లాస్ లో ఉన్నాను రా, చెప్పు ఒకసారి. Sorry about that, guys. So anybody can tell me what is a simple meaning of a technique, or in Telugu, in Tamil, in whichever the language. I'll tell you what I think is a technique, okay, but I want to hear from you as well. When I said a technique, what does it mean? A method? Wonderful. Okay, superb. Anything else? Anybody else have any simpler meaning, or in your local dialect, if you want to tell me, I'm fine as well. Okay, anything, a method, so that the work happens much more effectively. Can I say that? Okay, much more easily, much more effectively. If the work can be done using a particular method, maybe I can call that as an effective technique. Okay, so when we do the testing as well, to have it happen effectively and with minimum efforts and with best output results, we have some test design techniques. These techniques are two things: BVA, okay, which is boundary value analysis, and ECP. Okay, so any idea, guys, what is ECP? What is ECP?
Equivalent class partition.
Class
Who said
partition.
that? Who said that?
Class partition. Brahmi.
From me. So you have taken the class. Okay, you know that. Okay, wonderful. Okay, equivalent. Nice, nice. I don't have a problem with that. I'm just I'm mentioning, that's it. Okay, I'm glad you are attending this class again. Okay, class partition. Okay, so Brahmi, have you taken the classes elsewhere? I'm just asking out of curiosity. If you keep that as a confidentiality, I'm totally comfortable with that. Have you taken the classes elsewhere, Brahmi? Oh my God, Brahmi immediately left. He got offended. I don't mean to say that. I'm just asking. That's it. Okay. That doesn't mean that person gets offended and anybody can attend the class, guys. I've been telling you, you are an expert. You are doing the manual testing for so long. Still, you can attend it. Okay, Brahmi, I'm extremely sorry if you're watching this video after a later point of time. I'm sorry. If somebody has Brahmi's number, please tell him to attend the class again, join the class back again, or from tomorrow he can attend the class. Okay, I don't want it to offend anybody. Okay, hang on, guys, 1 second. Cheppamma. She's waiting. Then complete chestam. Koncham munde complete chestam. Okay, so somebody is waiting for me, guys, so I'll try to complete in the next 5 to 10 minutes. I'll complete the test strategy and then I'll try to complete the class, guys. So Brahmi, if you're still there, I'm really sorry to offend you. That's not what my intention is. I'm just asking, that's it. Okay, so anybody, as I've told you, these classes are for anybody, everybody. Okay, I'm doing it with a lot of passion, and in this class, if 5 to 6 people get the job because of this class or move into IT field, I'll be very happy. Okay, if somebody's career is based on is making up, these classes are creating the career of somebody's career, I'll be very happy. Okay, whether they have taken the classes somewhere and all that. Okay. So these two things, using these techniques, okay, you can make the testing easier, more effective, and okay, making it more effective. Kumar sir, what is this? Yes, 100% I will cover that. But for covering that, first I need to tell you how to write a test case. What is a use case? From the use case, how to derive a test case, and I have to make you write few test cases, and I have to make you write some defects. Okay, how to raise a defect and all that. Then, while writing the test cases, then I'll create a situation, and then I'll explain you what is a boundary value analysis, what is an equivalence class partition. But this is a 200% question, not even 100% question. There are some questions which are 100% asks in the interview, and this is one of them. This is one of them. First is template, test case template, write some test cases. Okay, that 100% question, this is an 100% question. Okay, so I'll cover that. Okay. Then test metrics. Okay, so when you hear the word metrics, okay, what is the first thing which comes to your mind, guys? Metrics, what is the first thing which comes to your mind? Okay, test metrics means measurements. Okay, metrics means what? Some measurements, something that you can measure, something that you can do. Okay, test metrics, what all the things that you count, measure. Okay, you in this section you will put everything, or everything related to test metrics, like how many test cases, okay, you are planning to write, okay, and how many requirements, okay, how many requirements you are planning to cover, okay. So like this, all the numbers which are there as a part of your testing, you will put that as a part of here. I've searched some test plans to see this section, but I couldn't find anything, okay. Tomorrow if I can find any test strategy document, then I'll send it across and you can check the metrics. But again, test strategy, it is not covered in detail, or they might not ask in detail, but I want you to understand at least on the high level what is there in that. So that is the reason why I'm covering, guys, okay. And terminology, okay, okay. Terminology means, okay, what is the terminology that you will be using? QA, okay, quality analyst, okay. ST means what is ST, guys? System testing, okay. There is a lot of things that we have said now, terminologies we have been using, right? Anything? BA, business analyst, okay. BA means what? Business analyst, okay, business analyst. And any terminologies we have been using? SDET, okay, SDET, if you want you can put it, okay. Any other terminology? BRD, okay, business requirement document. Like this, all the terminologies, okay, that you think of should be there. You will put all the terminologies over here in this section, okay. So the terms, the corresponding meanings to it, everything, okay. So the terms and their corresponding meanings, and if there are any full forms, you'll put everything in the terminology section. But again, I'm telling you guys, test strategy nobody will ask, okay. Test plan everybody will ask. So at least you will understand what needs to be there as a part of this section. I'm covering it, okay. Terminologies could be something like this, wherein you're giving the actual meaning of a particular word, okay. It is not just a full form. I'm not able to think about any other things where bug maybe, okay, it is a defect, okay. So something like this, you give a term and the corresponding meaning, or a full form, or something which people can understand. Bug and defect is not the right meaning. I don't know, I wish there was some test plan, which gives some terminologies, but it is not there. But more or less, what are this, okay, the terminologies and their corresponding meaning. If somebody is from non-IT, if somebody doesn't understand those kind of things, you will put over here, okay. And finally, do you have any automation plan? Okay, automation plan. I've already told you why automation tools are required, what is automation, when you will do the automation, when I'm covering the regression testing. So like this, do you have any automation plan? Okay, if so, what all the automation tools you are using, how you are using it, all that you will mention in this section. So this is your test strategy, guys. With this, I'm closing the test plan and test strategy, okay. Test strategy I've covered on a very high level. I haven't given you enough examples, because I think it is not that essential and important, okay. Maybe it is not asked in the interview that much, okay. But again, you can pull out some test strategy documents from the internet, and you can go through to get a deeper understanding of it, okay. Only very high level people, like senior managers, they might have to have a good grip on test strategy, but not somebody like you are getting into it. But at least I want to give you an idea of it, so I've put the sections over here in the test strategy, okay. With this, I'm closing the test plan and test strategy, guys, okay. So tomorrow is a very important class. We will start with the use cases, test case development or test development. We will cover tomorrow, okay. We will start with the use cases. We will start writing the test cases. We will talk about the equivalent class partitioning and boundary value analysis, and we will also talk about the RTM, requirement traceability matrix, okay. So with all, from tomorrow onwards, it is very important, guys, okay. Please try to attend from tomorrow. Okay. So Mahendra, I have to go, as I've told you, somebody is waiting, okay. But functional testing is your manual testing. Regression testing is a part of functional testing. Generally, regression testing is done. Mahendra, those are two different terms. If you have asked me the difference between retesting and regression testing, it would have made more sense, okay. Regression testing, as I've told you, is you found a defect and the bug is fixed, okay. There is a code change. So all the test cases in and around that, a bug, you will be going and testing it, not just that particular test case. That is regression testing. Functional testing or manual testing is something, testing the functionality of the application, where you will be testing it from the front end. So you cannot really talk about the difference between both of them. Okay, but Mahendra, please bring up this question tomorrow, brother, because somebody is waiting. I really have to go. Okay, Jaydeep, wonderful. You have said regression testing is a part of functional testing. That is the best answer you can give. Wonderful, Jaydeep. You cannot really give the difference, but you say regression testing is a part of functional testing. You can say that. Okay. So Mahendra, but again, tomorrow you bring it up. I'll try to answer it. Okay. Yeah. After the class, Mahendra, because that is deviating from the class. Okay. But definitely we will cover that, Mahendra. After the class tomorrow, bring it up.